Welcome to another episode of Systematic Geekology. This is a space where we seek to create and cultivate healthy conversations between those things we geek out on and the philosophical and theological questions that often arise out of our fandoms. Like, what does it mean to be human? What makes a hero? What makes a villain? How do the stories and narratives we geek out on shape how we live in the world? We are your priest to the geeks. We aren't all ordained, but we see ourselves as mediators at the intersection of geek culture and going deeper in our faith. We don't always have to agree, but we do respect each other, and we see everyone as a beloved child of God. Everyone geeks out on something, so come geek out with us and enjoy the show.
This show is a proud member of the Anazal Podcast Network.
Welcome back to part 2 of Corrupted Fantasy. Wasn't planned, but it's what we're doing in order to help our editor because we love him so much. We're splitting things up. And guys, we're continuing on the journey. This is Systematic Geekology. We are the Priests of the Geeks. I'm your host, Christian Ashley, joined once again by 2 marvelous players. John Erdely, how's it going, John?
It is going absolutely fabulous. I would say couldn't be better, but we could always be better. But I am at a tolerable enjoyment of life at this moment.
Perfect. Nick, I hope life is a little more tolerable for you. How's it going, Nick Polk?
Yeah, you know, it's I'm a teacher and it's the summertime. I'm out of school, so I'm feeling good. I get to, instead of work, I get to hang out and do, you know, some D&D adjacent type things with cool people.
You get to live. It's nice.
I think I'm cool.
Exactly.
All right, so gentlemen, last time we started off with our story. Before we head that way, would you like to reintroduce the characters that you picked? As we head that way, I'll bring them up on screen. If you had Spyro, first off, then you had Guan Yin. Guan Yin, sorry. I was not looking at her name. You had Freakazoid, Samwise Gamgee, very apropos, Dende, and Kumar. So, would you like to give a little recap of what happened last time for the viewers? Because it's been 2 days at least for them, maybe even a week.
Okay, so basically, all the characters are spirited away into a kind of, you say, devastated Rivendell? Is that right?
Yeah.
Where Elrond is dying and he explains, or that instead of the full ring of power that Sauron had, he has the ring of half power, and that he's still the big bad of the universe, but things are a little bit different. So there's still a lot of war going on, and we are still going to have to destroy this ring of half power, which Elrond has. And we still have to go march to Mordor to go destroy it. But the rest of the universe is slightly different, like Gollum being dead, and we are still trying to follow the path of the Fellowship, which we tried to fight the Creebane from Dunland instead of just hiding, because our hero Spyro was like, I can one-shot these, and failed to do so. So he had to get healed. He's still kind of damaged, and we decided to go into the Mines of Moria. And much to the dismay of Elrond, Freakazoid and Kumar already knew the password because they are already aware of the lore, Freakazoid, the book lore, and Kumar, the movie lore, which kind of provides an interesting dichotomy of 2 of the characters actually already know who Samwise and Elrond and everybody is. And I'm sure Dende is just kind of rolling with it at this point.
And we encountered and then we encountered, so we're in the Mines of Moria. We sort of healed Spyro, as John mentioned, and then all of a sudden we hear, you know, someone whispering in the background, "My precious," and we know Gollum's dead, but instead it's Bilbo makes himself known, and that was where we left off.
And I should have said "my precious" last time, but what I said was Baggins. Corrupted.
Oh wait,
Baggins.
did you say
Baggins?
Oh, did you? Oh no, I like that better,
himself
actually.
as Baggins.
Ooh,
Yes.
I like that, actually.
All right. So you have met with this mysterious creature. Sam, of course, is distraught because he would have let you know the last time when Saruman did scour the Shire not too long ago. This is how he last saw Bilbo. He had become a recluse over the years. Even Frodo barely talked to him. There was no Gandalf around because, remember, he was mysteriously killed by some figure that no one knew who it was. And this is how they finally saw him, as this deformed creature who, not as long as Gollum, had been corrupted by the presence of the ring. But since it's the Ring of Half Power, he's gotten to the point where he's almost at the level to where Gollum would have been to an extent.
Poor Sam's is like,
eyeing you
Mr.
all
Bilbo! Mr.
very,
Bilbo,
very
I'm
lustfully. In the sense of he knows you got the ring and he wants it. He wants his precious.
So we're going to have to restrain this thing.
Yeah, I think Sam, like you said, is sad. I think, very similar to the movies where Sam goes to like embrace Bilbo, and then, Bilbo already has the nasty face where he like reaches out for the ring and, doing his like, ah! And I think that both Dende and Spyro look in horror and they're like, what is this thing? They don't have any idea. Yeah. And so Elrond's also distraught. And I think that Spyro, having little tact, I would say, obviously for Spyro has empathy because he's like a hero or whatever, but he doesn't really have, he's like, he doesn't really care about the situation. Spyro, like John said, someone he's like, someone restrain that thing.
Exactly.
Who do you think would restrain him, John?
It'd probably be Freakazoid because he is a superhero and he hasn't done anything. And I feel like he, in his own weird way, he wants to prove himself to the group because everybody is annoyed and he wants to prove that he's more than just a walking, talking encyclopedia. So.
All right. Doing so, Freakazoid easily manhandles Baggins. He is like providing no threat to someone who works on a rule of funny. But this does have an effect on Sam, as you mentioned earlier. And I would like you this time, just a regular roll. Roll me a corruption check.
For both of us or one of us?
Just one. Whoever wants to go.
I got it.
Do it, John.
Let's do this. D20, right?
And no, it's a D100 and a D10.
Oh, okay. All right. Here's the D100. 50. And I gotta remember which one's. Okay, I think this is the D10. No, that's got 9 on it.
It should have a 9.
Is it the 0 that's the 10?
The 0 is the 10.
Okay. All right, I've got one. Here we go. 3.
53. All right. So Sam has dealt with a lot more than his counterpart we're more aware of has ever had to endure. This has made him very, very distraught. Seeing Bilbo, someone he was very kind to, very loving to, had cared for him, even with the corruption, even without not seeing the man for many years, like not knowing how bad he had gone. He still, because Frodo was loved the man, he loved the man, and see him like this really messes with him, and that he kind of starts hearing whispers from the Ring of Half Power, like, "Lose my power. We can change him. We can make him better, but it's not enough just yet for our faithful hobbit." It's like very apparent to him he's under duress, but no one else would notice quite yet.
I'm going to keep Freakazoid on character and have him interject in this moment to ruin, everything. And Freakazoid's going to say, "Hey, old man, you wouldn't have any prune juice, would you? Journey's just stopped me up and I need to go." And, the only person who understands what he's talking about is Kumar. And then Kumar goes, weed would be better. You got any weed on you?
You got any some of that pipe weed, Bilbo?
And it's at this point, like, they've dealt with a lot, very much, with Freakazoid. Kumar hasn't been the most helpful either in that regard either, outside of, like, giving knowledge of the film. So you can tell the group as a whole is dissatisfied with them. John, you rolled last time. Nick, go ahead and roll me a D100, please. D100, D10. Just curiosity.
Well, hold on, grab the D10. Where'd you go? Here you go. Okay, I rolled a 24.
Okay. I will tell you, that's bad.
I figured.
It is this point where everyone in the group is starting to like get very dissatisfied, angry, like they wanted to go this way. They knew the part of the movie that it could have gone, and yet something happened differently, probably because Sauron and Saruman are on the same page. And that's why he had two different ways of attacking you, is what you would think in this instance. But Spyro's like, I'm done. I've been hurt. I'll just fly that stupid ring straight to Mordor, straight to Mount Doom myself. I just want to take it right now. Guan Yin is like, more not ready to do anything yet, but is having bad flashbacks to Wukong and everything she had to endure with him. And like, well, if I took it, we wouldn't have problems. And that's where she stays. She doesn't go any further than that. Like, Freakazoid is like, no one respects me. Maybe they would if I took this stupid ring and did it myself. And it's like that instinct. He almost reaches out to Sam and takes it, but he doesn't. Dende is like, I want to go back to my friends. I want to go back to my world. I don't even know if that's even possible now. Maybe if I took this ring, it could help me. But no, I'm the guardian of Earth. I can't be doing something even to a place called Middle Earth. And Kumar is like, well, maybe I'll get the respect I deserve if I take that ring. But every single one of them has the thoughts, but they're not there yet to where they're going to do something.
I think Kumar would be the easiest corrupted out of the group.
Yeah, him being a human for sure.
Yes. Does not help matters. But you have restrained Baggins. He explains, he knows the way. He can lead you there. He's watched their patrols. He just wants to help you. Like, if you get rid of the ring, then I won't have to suffer like this anymore.
I think Elrond, because Elrond has a relationship with Bilbo and has had a relationship with him. At this point, trusts Bilbo's knowledge and tries to convince the group that to
I forgot about Elrond.
Utilize.
I'm sorry. I forgot about Elrond. I interrupted you. I apologize. But he too would also feel a draw to take the ring. It's like he's lost pretty much Rivendell and everything there. This was supposed to be people working together. This has failed. He doesn't know these people. How can he trust them? They're not even from his world outside of Sam. Like, maybe he should take the ring. So go ahead, Nick. I apologize.
No, I like that. I think, like you said, at this point where they are mentally in their corruption, I'm going to say that Elrond, at this point is able to shake off the feeling, at least momentarily, to inform everyone like, no, me and Bilbo go way back. He is obviously succumbed at least in part, to the power of to the ring here, the ring of half power. But I think we should trust his knowledge. Bilbo was a learned man, and then we can we'll take care of anything that comes our way from that point.
Okay, so right now they would be just trying to figure out a way out, and I think
yes,
Freakazoid and Kumar
not
would
set off any alarms.
Yeah, I think they would try to escape without waking up the Balrog, because they would probably mention that and be like, well, they would mention
it might
the
be
lore.
here, it might not. Either way, it's bad.
Yeah, so that's the task that they have.
All right. So, following Baggins' directions, it is hard to see in the dark for most of you. So, if it hadn't been that way, you probably would have had advantage. But with him guiding you, I'm going to give you a group survival check to follow him correctly and not cause any disruptions that may break stealth.
Okay.
So, who would like to take that?
Tell me what to roll.
D20.
D20. Come on, group. 6.
Okay. So, the Maiar are not they're not shining on you today. Like, everyone is like, we got to follow him. This is the plan. But like, Spyro, his injury kind of acts up a little bit, messes him, kind of throws him off. Some have been like, they're keeping an eye more on Sam and the ring in his possession than they are, Baggins' directions. And as a result of that, that's what causes you to fail this check. And there is a singular goblin who sees you, cries out in terror, alerting the rest of his fellows to come your way.
All right. Well, how many is this like a if we stop them from screaming, do the rest of them still get alerted, or can we kill the few who know?
It's too late.
It's too late. All right, so they need to start huffing their escape and probably abandoning Bilbo. I don't think there's any reason for unless they shove
Bilbo's
Bilbo onto Spyro or something.
And he's the one leading them the way they need to go.
Well, then put him onto there's somebody with speed or something. We got to figure out a way to make it move faster. So either put him on Spyro so they can move faster, or give him the Freakazoid who's got super speed. But
I like it. I like it. I think we should put him on Freakazoid's shoulders, and I think maybe Freakazoid is aware that he's not being respected, and he knows that he's faster, but he's going to keep them at a right pace, and so he's going to put him on his shoulders, and he's going to be like, "All right,
well,
little guy."
The idea is he's listening to Bilbo Baggins' kind of nonsensical directions, and he's able to, like the Flash, kind of zip ahead and then zip back real quick and be like, okay, that's not the way, and then help them figure out which way to go. But he can't go super far ahead, but he's able to basically go a couple 100 feet in a flash to be like, okay, this sounds like the next viable option.
Okay,
I like that.
So easy enough. Freakazoid can speed ahead. Baggins knows directions around here, can give them to him. What they notice as they're heading forward in this case is this bright flash of light and fire, and they see a whip chain go into the air, hit a couple stalactites. Yes. But then the light goes down and down and down, and there is a white light ahead of them.
I think Kumar yells ahead at Freakazoid.
It's the Balrog of Morgoth! Or something.
Yeah.
But if there's a white light, then that means the Balrog probably got attacked by the White Wizard. Since Gandalf is dead, it's probably Saruman.
Yeah, I'm going to say Freakazoid knows that. He's going to be like, that must be the Bridge of Khazad-dûm. We have to see what's. Or he just goes and tries. He goes and he looks at it and he watches and then doesn't tell anybody, and everybody's like, where the frick did he go? Because he's a nerd and he wants to watch. He's getting nerded out, so he's kind of useless for a little bit. I actually love that. Every time Freakazoid goes to make himself useful, he undercuts himself. It's so good.
All right. So he has noticed that there is only one way forward, and that is where this battle happened. And there is no Balrog there, but there is a White Wizard, and he turns around. Says, "Good. My plan worked. As befits Saruman the White, first of the Astari, hand the ring of half power to me."
I guessed your plot. Yay.
And he's standing at the front of the bridge. It's possible for people to go over. If they can fly over, they can do that. But you're dealing with an Astari, as it were. Come on. Unless someone really distracts him, no one's making it past.
Can we go for blinding flash again to see if we can blind him temporarily and try to sneak past him?
Or cheap politics mean none to one who doesn't smoke the pipe weed as that fool wizard.
He was sitting on a barrel of old Toby. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he was definitely he was smoking it on the DL.
Well, he was. It was hypocrisy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he's the love of the halfling's leaf. He says as he's sitting on a barrel of old Toby. Come on, dude.
That's right. Yeah. So, no, he is unable to be blinded by the attack, but he has noticed a being of power who may be on his level among you.
I was going to say maybe Guan Yin is probably the closest. I think Elrond could also. I think Elrond could be helpful, especially with Guan Yin, because Guan Yin's a literal god. And, a Maiar is not nothing to shake a stick at, which is what Saruman is. But I think that with Elrond, half-elven, and Guan Yin's power together...
Does Dende have the ability to key attack, or is he only healing directly? I can't remember.
I think he can key. He's just not good at it.
Yeah, he's more of a healer than he is a fighter. And that's worth bringing up. Do you want to split the party and allow them to fight and the rest try and get past?
I think Freakazoid can grab people and try to run them to safety because he's fast.
Ooh.
While Dende can try to do some key attacks, and maybe Spyro can do some flames, and they could try to distract the White Wizard on two fronts.
Okay.
I like that.
So yeah, who's he taking first?
Let's see.
I think Elrond and Guan Yin say, whoever comes up with it, I think whatever the plan was, Elrond and Guan Yin say, okay, Freakazoid, do your thing. We're going to do this. And Spyro and Dende, we can use your help, And of course, Kumar's like, good idea. I'm probably worthless here. And then of course Sam has
He's just like, I'm useless here. But
yeah.
Okay. So Freakazoid easily, as Saruman is distracted by everyone else attacking him, is able to slip past him, take Kumar with him. As he gets to the other side, not thinking of anything except putting this person there, I need him to make me a dexterity saving throw.
All right, let's see. I'm going to roll here. God dang it, dude. I rolled a 5.
Okay. So this is bad. As you see descending from the cavern above, this weird viscous fluid, it's hard for him to actually imagine what this is. It's kind of this eldritch green kind of material, and it gets on Freakazoid, and he starts freaking out as his body starts dissolving. And you see Saruman like smirking. It's like, well, far be it beneath me to make allies from realms beyond my own, but it turned out to work in my favor. Freakazoid is dying right now.
Okay, so this is bad.
I need you to roll me a death saving throw, and we're not going to do 3 because this is way more dramatic.
Okay, so what do I need?
And I will also say,
the last one.
At disadvantage because he is currently in the midst of the dip, as John said.
All right, so D20?
Yep, at disadvantage.
I don't know what that means, but I'll roll a D20.
That means you roll twice.
Okay.
Take the lower result.
All right, 4 and
okay.
10.
All right. So what happens here is Freakazoid, like in his last moments, regrets, like, I should have taken Sam. I would have had the ring. And his hand pointing out, that's the last terrible joke he makes as he dies.
Let's see.
I can't believe I got slimed out like this. It's the best I got.
An ignoble joke for an ignoble man. Freakazoid is now dead, and you are down one in your party. But Kumar is on the other side, like dip free because he's not a cartoon character.
And Sam is over there too? No, he did not get Sam.
It was just Kumar.
Hey, podcast fam. Want to stay even more connected with the show? We've got you covered. Check us out on Instagram and Blue Sky, where we're posting exclusive content and bonus videos and fun updates that you won't get anywhere else. From sneak previews of upcoming episodes to bonus content, our social accounts are the best way to keep the conversation going. Plus, it's a great spot for you to interact with other listeners and share your thoughts. We love hearing from you. When you follow us, it helps us grow and continue bringing you the content that you love. Whether it's a funny poll, a quick clip from today's episodes, or just random thoughts, you'll feel more plugged into everything we're doing. So go ahead and hit that follow button on Instagram and Blue Sky. It's one more way to be a part of the show and keep the good vibes flowing. Thanks for being a part of the family, and we can't wait to see you there.
So right now, you have Guan Yin and Dende and Elrond working interference, right?
No, like they
so
noticed that Freakazoid didn't come back, or maybe, or
Oh, this is easy to see, like echoing through the halls. His final words of like, "Oh my gosh, he's finally dead." It's like that moment was like, "Oh, I'm so grateful." It was like, "Oh no, I just wish for him to die," and he did. Like clearly the ring's influence upon them.
No, I think they would all celebrate his death, but they'd be kind of sad. But they'd be like, "Oh crap, we got to come up with a new plan." But thank God he's dead. They didn't like him. It's terrible.
And you'll see, like, as well, Saruman like bashes Dende in the head, then goes on the other side, sweeps under his feet, and like he's not dead or anything. But, like it's clearly like he's knocked out completely in one blow as the other two are assailing him.
Someone's
Things
going
are
to
not
grab his
going
stick.
I'm gonna say so. Sam, I think it's good. This is with Freakazoid dying. Sam is at least. I'm glad we took Kumar first.
Which is the
So
first time
Sam
this
is
happened,
able
by the
to.
way, I'm pretty sure.
What was that?
Yeah,
I think it's the first time we've had one of our characters die. I may be misremembering something, but okay.
Okay.
That's how the dice roll sometimes.
Spyro would try to grab his staff. They think he would associate the wizard's power with the staff. And he'd probably try
so
to
does this mean the rest are going to make their way over there while this is happening? Just kind of booking it? Because he's not in front. There's no one blocking the way where a Kumar is. The distraction is working.
Okay, so yeah, I like that. So he goes. Because Spyro is he's got that dog in him. He goes and grabs the staff, and he's like, "Get out of here! Just go!" And Elrond picks up Dende, and Guan Yin picks up Sam, and they run across. And
join Kumar.
I think they join Kumar, who at this point, because he's useless, he's three quarters of the way through.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 3/4 of the way through a joint,
And he would be like,
and
he would warn if he saw Freakazoid and Freakazoid still in his cartoonish form, then he would probably warn Dende and possibly Spyro to be like, yeah, he just melted in that goo,
All right. All right. Seeing them pass, Saruman still battling with them, will point his staff downward and say, "Fly after them, you fool!" And you will remember, the Hobbit happened, but someone didn't die.
Wasn't it Smaug?
And Smaug is going after your group after having killed the Balrog with Saruman working alongside him.
Didn't we steal his staff,
joined forces. You have stolen Saruman's staff, which means you have him there, but the bridge, due to the majestic nature and body of Smaug, is now completely and utterly gone. Everyone who's on this side who's unable to fly cannot go past. Everyone else who's made it on the way is now being pursued by Smaug.
Okay, so...
And we left Bilbo on accident. So Bilbo,
Well, Bilbo was
Bilbo
on Freakazoid's shoulders, so would Bilbo still be there after his Freakazoid disintegrated? Yes.
Vashins did not like the dip and that it was very messy, but it didn't do anything to him because this is not the Rankin Bass version. So he's still with you. But you have left behind Spyro.
And everybody else, okay.
Right? Who else is with Spyro?
We have to escape.
No one. Everyone else is gone.
So we have to escape Smaug and Saruman. Or no, are we just being chased by Smaug at this point?
Just Smaug right now. Saruman is still dealing with Spyro, who has an uncertain end at this point in time.
Okay. Well, Freakazoid's dead, and Kumar wouldn't have seen The Hobbit yet, because The Hobbit didn't come out at that time. Nope. So they just don't know how to beat this dragon, so they're just... And
I will say, real quick, that he is big, Smaug, so this is not his usual cave, Moria, so it is harder for him to get through stuff. So he's still pursuing you, but you have a head start.
Okay, I say we get out of here.
We gotta try to get out of here, but we gotta distract him somehow. I'm just trying to think of...
what if we have Spyro, because he was holding Saruman's staff and fighting him with it, and
that'd be like a power.
Even though Frodo, oh yeah, so let's say Spyro has multiple. Spyro can use or consume things to make him fly. He kind of
transforms, so he would turn into like a white wizard dragon, and have some type of altered power that we can agree on that he would be able to attack.
Spyro. Yeah, okay. Spyro ate the white jewel off the top of the staff. Yeah,
there we go.
Ooh. Yeah. So does he do anything to try and impede Smaug at the same time, or is he just dealing with Saruman?
I say let's try a dragon versus dragon, baby.
Yeah, dragon v dragon right now. That's pressing.
He's wounded. He can't fly over because of the injury from a while, but he can still blast. Now he is supercharged with the gem from the staff. So if you want him to rain rocks through a dragon breath that collapses over Smaug and potentially might kill him, who knows? Go ahead.
All right, go for it, Nick. Roll.
All right.
I will say This is just a luck check. Just give me a D20, see what you have on there.
Thankfully, I rolled a 19. So
Okay. So just as described, like Spyro, like tenacious as always, eats the jewel. Saruman is completely, utterly flummoxed by this. Saruman. And blasts with the new power he just got from the jewel. At the rocks above Smaug, completely destroys and shatters them. They come tumbling down on Smaug, but you guys have no clue what happened to him or Saruman.
All right, well, we break for the exit and don't look behind us, I guess.
See,
yeah. And Kumar's like, did Spyro just fly, you fools us?
So now is not the time. Says Elrond. We got rid of one. Don't make yourself the second.
Cool. I was gonna say Kumar could be useful later on when they're safe, if he could perform surgery on Spyro, and maybe there's like a shard of something inside of him.
No, I'm saying it collapsed. Like Spyro, you left him and Saruman behind. Remember, like Smaug destroyed the bridge. Spyro can't fly right now.
Oh, okay,
he
so
was engaged with Saruman. He took out Smaug at the cost of who knows, because you don't know.
So did we successfully get out of Moria? You are out of the Mines of Moria.
Okay.
Cool. And we'll do the same thing. We'll take them to the side. They're crying because as far as they know, they've lost 2 companions. They're crying over Spyro, and then any sadness they feel for Freakazoid is just lack of assistance.
They're just like, I don't think they'd really... I don't even think they're going to mention Freakazoid again. They're just going to... they'll be sad about Spyro, and Kumar would be like...
Fallen brother in arms. What's his name?
I don't remember.
Okay. All right. So now that they've had multiple opportunities, I'm not going to make you do a check to assess the wound. Oh, sorry. No, Spyro's not there. Never mind. So you've all made it. And to speed things along. You meet the writers of Rohan. Things are way bad in Rohan. Vrima Wormtongue's in charge, and they charge you, hey, bad idea, don't go that way. And Eowyn is among their number because things would have been bad for her if she had remained in Rohan with him. Her father, Theoden, is dead. Vrima is king as far as everyone else is concerned. So using Rohan to get past is a bad idea, but they will assist you and get you towards the borders, to get you towards Gondor and Mordor easily enough. So now Baggins is leading you into the way he knows inside of Mordor. But you have people who know the way he's sending you is leading you to Shelob.
And then did you say Eowyn joined our party?
You know what? Sure. If you want Eowyn to join, I am okay with that. If she sees the righteousness of your calls. I don't remember her brother's name.
Cool. Let's take Eowyn because she's way...
Yeah.
Eomer?
He'll stay... Yeah. He'll stay as like the leader of the knights who are still doing their job, even with no assistance. And she will join your party.
Sick. We'll take Eowyn over Freakazoid.
All right, well, Kumar knows about Shelob, so he would recognize the path and be like, no, this is the way to that spider.
And Elrond...
upset. Go ahead.
Wait, say that last part, Christian.
I said Baggins is upset. His plan has been foiled.
And Elrond will have sympathy, even though he's very angry with Bilbo because he knows that it's not completely his fault. He's been corrupted by the Ring of Half Power. But Elrond, having knowledge of lots of lore, talks about where Shelob came from and that she eats light, and that basically the only thing that can help is the true light reflected in the star of one of the Silmarils, which is the star of Rivendell. And one of the last, can we do this? Can I say the last thing that he took from Galadriel was the star glass?
Please. Absolutely. You can.
Okay, cool.
I was going to say, but we also have Guan Yin who could shine a little bit.
I don't know how she factors into the Silmarils and everything, but you know what? I'll have to say she adds to your bonuses here, whatever they are.
Your the light to resist whatever.
I'll even say, since you have both of them together, Shelob ain't messing with you.
Perfect.
This is a group who clearly was prepared to come in here. Yeah, they're evil, terrible things, but does she really want to fight what looks to her like a Maiar? In Guan Yin or anything like that? Like, I'm going to say no.
I agree.
Cool.
Should just wait for them to pass. You could eat something later.
So, it is much easier for you to infiltrate Mordor. I know everyone's because you sped things up. It's like we couldn't possibly do a part 3. I've already taken enough of these guys' time for everything, and I have things I need to do too. So you will notice that Mordor is not as built up and industrialized as it would be familiar with certain members of your party. It's like there's still orcs running around. There's still the signs that they're preparing for another war and everything, but like without the power that Sauron had before, would have been the Ring of Power itself. He is way lesser than he is. So he's not able to use as much force. Saruman is not aiding him right now. They're actually actively fighting one another. So it is so very easy for you to infiltrate. In fact, once again, I mean, I've given you advantage many times, but you kind of earned it. And this is one of those earns. Like, as weak as he is, it's easy for you guys to make an advantage check to stealth, to get to Mount Doom itself, to get rid of the ring.
All right.
Hit it, John.
What do we need to roll?
Roll a d20, John. Roll a d20, Nick, please.
1.
14.
Okay. So saved by the advantage. You get, let's say a group check. We'll just say it's a 20, not natural. You get in quite easily. Like, once again, fewer troops, a lot easier for you to get through. There's not as many Nazgul around or ring wraiths. They're spread very thin, trying to look for the ring of half power. And now it's the ultimate moment. We're standing above the chasm on Mount Doom. Sam, whoever wants to, actually both of you, because of how low the roll was last time, I need you to roll me a disadvantage, a D100 check, D100, D10 for both of you, please.
And do we both roll twice?
No.
Or is it?
1.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a 20 and a 4.
Okay.
I got a 19.
19. All right. So what I need you to do is
sorry,
roll.
I have an idea.
Oh, no, go ahead. Sam is there. He's got it. He's about to drop it. You know what Baggins would have done in this scenario, so you've got him restrained. You're not stupid.
I was going to say...
And he can't let go.
Kumar would just push him in. He's going to finally be useful. And he just pushes Samwise into the pit.
All right. Make a shove attack. That's a strength-based attack. Just a D20.
D20. All right. Hold on.
I love this so much.
That's what everybody's going to feel like. That's what they all wanted to do. Like, why didn't you just shove him in? And Kumar's going to find out.
But actually, real quick, that does remind me of something. Go ahead. Finish 6. With your roll. 6. Oh, that's
because he's still weak human.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw for Kumar, so that he doesn't drop in there himself.
All right. Is it a still a D20?
That's a D20.
Okay. 15.
Okay. So he fails to shove Sam into the fire, but he also fails to drop himself in there. Everyone in the group is distraught, and you can hear.
Idiot.
Actually,
I really think that was the best idea.
Actually, did they? He hears a voice in his head, a voice not intending to talk to him. It says, yes, squabble amongst yourself. Prove me right. And it's like, everyone stop. It's not the ring. There's someone else behind this. And above the chasm, dark black robes takes the hood off. You see the face that I think, actually, no one would recognize at this point in time in history, of George R.R. Martin. Looking down upon all of you, says, fight, prove me right. The world is full of despair and there's no hope. No one can give up the ring. None of you kill yourselves. Do it.
And I think everyone's going to look up and, I think...
cast it into the fire and destroy it.
I think they're going to look at Elrond for answers, and Elrond's going to be like, I don't recognize this man. And
you hear a more majestic voice, though, but I do. And stepping from the opening of the cave that leads into Mount Doom is a very familiar figure to some of them. Gandalf the White has returned. You slew me once, Necromancer Martin, but no lore. I have been brought back as Gandalf the White. And Martin goes, no, it's such a cheap shot that Gandalf was able to come back. That brings no stakes to your story. I want nothing to do with this. And Gandalf says, I've had enough. And sends a bolt from his staff into Martin, destroying him, disintegrating him completely.
And then we hear a voice, what about Aragorn's tax policy?
Martin is no more, but the ring still is.
I like this quick aside that has nothing to do with the plot, but
well, no, it had everything to do. Who do you think
George
corrupted the world?
It wasn't Morgoth. It was George R.R. Martin.
And Gandalf says, this fool from another realm made pacts with another writer author named Alan Moore, who studied the dark arts, so that he could corrupt our world of Middle-earth and prove that his story was the best, forgetting that without this grand story, his story would never exist. Now look at Sam and said, Sam, you've suffered much. Cast the ring aside. And with this, you don't get advantage or disadvantage, just straight roll. Roll me another D100 to decide if Sam gets rid of the ring or not.
All right, both of us? Or no?
Just whoever wants to do it.
Go ahead, Nick.
Howdy guys, I really hate to interrupt, but my name's TJ, and I'm here to tell you about our new merch. We have incredible new stuff with Fourth Wall. We have just partnered with them as a new store. They have a lot more to offer, which means we have a lot more to offer. We can now offer you beautiful Comfort Colors t-shirts. They're so comfy. I wear mine all the time, and we've got it all now. Cups, hats, backpacks, pajamas. If you want your systematic geekology pajamas, you know where to go. My personal favorite is actually our Throne of Geeks shirt. It is Comfort Colors, blue, black, green, red, orange, and the shirts are just so nice. And the shirt itself, we've got the Throne of Iron geeked out because, that's our brand. We've got Mjolnir on there, the Buster Sword, Trident, basically just the coolest weapons from our favorite properties are on the shirt instead of a bunch of normal boring swords from the boring series Game of Thrones. So check that out, and thank you.
Same.
Do I need the D10 too?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 22.
It's okay.
Failure.
All right. So in the distraction of all this, Baggins has gotten free. Sam is going to take the ring on himself. Baggins comes in for no reason. It's not even on his finger. Bites off the finger. That would have just takes the ring for himself and falls into the flames, the lava, looking at his precious. And you guys have successfully destroyed the ring of half power.
We didn't successfully do anything. We were just there.
Hey, look. Hey, a W is a W. It doesn't matter how much you screw up along the way.
Hey, this just became more of an authentic adaptation of Lord of the Rings. Because like you said, Frodo failed. Sam failed. It was only by the hand of Christian Ashley was the quest successful.
Is it a Deus Ex Machina? That's for the viewers to decide. You know what? Let's go for it. All right, so gentlemen, we rate on various things out of 10. Mission status. You successfully got rid of the Ring of Half Power. You didn't know, but you were also... that's part of why you're not going to get as high of a score. You also stopped the machinations of George R.R. Martin from proving his work was the better work. So I'm going to give you a 5 because you fought against tremendous odds to get here. Like the world was corrupted beyond belief. Things that happened similarly, but not the same. So I'm going to give you that. Teamwork, I'm going to say, like, you guys did really well. Like, Freakazoid was annoying. Kumar could be annoying. But at the end of the day, like, you stood up for each other. You sacrificed yourselves for each other. Like, I'm throwing that to a 9. The -1 is because of Freakazoid.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think the teamwork was pretty good. Everybody played off each other's strengths, and Kumar actually was useful when he was like, "No, that's the way to the spider layer." I mean, his lore of the movies was helpful.
Everyone played their part. Even Freakazoid, like, it wasn't his fault that the dip was there. And
he was helpful.
I had made that up, not knowing if you would pick a cartoon character at all. I had figured, like, I'll put that there. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, oh well. Someone just gets green slime on it. It's very Nickelodeon.
That's awesome. I was just like, he just got dipped. They did.
All right. Sustainability. I have no idea that this team is never coming back together. Like, you looked after each other, sure, but like, I think a 2 may be excessive, but I'm still going to throw a 2. Go ahead.
I was going to say Spyro, Guan Yin, Sam, and Dende, they'd be okay together. It's Kumar and Freakazoid that kind of screw everything up.
It's the team as a whole.
Team as a whole, yeah. I mean, I would give it like at least a 4 or 5.
So it's for strength. You have Guan Yin on your side. Huge pull. You let Elrond join your group, which is an optional thing that happened. And you got that done. It'll be important for bonus points in a bit. Let's see. Freakazoid is strong. Like, rule of funny, applied correctly, can make certain things, happen. It wasn't his fault that the dip was there. So I'm actually going to give you, even with weaker characters among you, they played to their strengths. So I'm going to give you a 10 on that.
Thanks, Dumbledore.
Now, fun. I don't know how I feel about this one. Because I think if it was just Freakazoid and Kumar, maybe they'd be okay. But this group wasn't having fun. They were like, we're here. We're trying to take care of this problem. Like, I'm going to throw a 4. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's fair. Things did not go well for the majority of the party.
Freakazoid died in Spyro we don't know about, but his transformation sequence was cool.
That was a way he went out like a G, dude.
That was great. I love that. Oh, yeah, Spyro is huge strength there too. So you've got 30 so far. So let's go to bonus points. Let us look at them. All right, bonus points. +1 if Nick is handsome. Oh, got that. -1 if John shows up. Oh, back to 0. +1 if you managed to aid any character who had suffered a worse fate in the new timeline. You did that to Elrond. You did that to Eowyn as well. She showed up for 5 seconds, but you know what? She did well. So that's 1. If you managed to heal Elrond and have him join your party, +2. So that's 3. If you helped Baggins overcome the corruption of the Ring of Half Power and or stop them from taking the ring away at the end. No, you didn't get that. It would have been -3 if you killed or permanently maimed him. He did that to himself, so you're fine. +4 if fewer than 4 of your characters were corrupted by the Ring of Half Powers. Now, I'm going to say corruption would have meant that they had lost themselves and were no longer part of the party. That happened to none of you. So +4 right there. So that's 7. +5 if you managed to convince George R.R. Martin that his series wouldn't exist without Lord of the Rings existing as it is. You didn't do that because no one there knew who he was. So unfortunately, it had to be Gandalf, DMPC, working on my behalf.
As an author avatar.
Yes. All right. So you got +7. So that's a 37, which I think the initial scores we had were pretty much around that. So well done, guys. That was a ton of fun. Now, I skipped over some things at the beginning because of time, but you know what? We're going to go over anyways at this point. One of the things I forgot to ask was theology of play. Like, why we do this, how it can be involved. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, with the nature of diving into a fantasy, like even a D&D style realm, I mean, you can have all these characters exist and they can, be playing around a realm where God is king, or even, like in Supernatural when oh gosh, what was his name? Gabriel was making them play around in whatever universe he was creating at the time, or whatever game show, whatever he had the main characters in. So you can do a lot in fantasy, and you can discuss theology because, by the nature of having multiple realms, magic powers, and like overpowered higher beings, like in Lord of the Rings, Maiar, and it just opens up discussions of greater beings and greater things happening in the universe. It's pretty natural to discuss, even when you're dealing with things like Guan Yin, which is in another religion's being. It's still just natural conversation starters to kind of compare and contrast Christianity lore to other religions and fantasy realms like Lord of the Rings.
Nick?
Yeah, I think it's just, I think as people who get nerdy with theology, it's really easy to forget that, like, theology and religious existence is embodied. And so, like, we can talk all about the nature of God, which is important, and talk really nerdy things about what is heaven going to be like. But if it doesn't translate to what we're doing in our everyday lives, there's going to be something that is missing there. And so I think that when you take something like play, I mean, MIT literally has courses for like Civ students to do world building, and it helps them. They've seen that people have a higher rate of like success when it comes to like city management or something like that. And so for problem solving. And so I think, you know, theology is play where it's embodied, tangible, I think probably can have overall benefits to not just our theological, you know, nerdiness, but also our religious, being, practice.
Well said, both of you. I'm not going to answer because I've answered this like 5 times already. If you want to hear those answers, go back to previous episodes. We're also short for time. So the idea being corruption, of course, in the original story, the ring of power itself is very corrupting. Well, what happens if it's not as powerful? But what if someone else is jealous, we'll say? I don't know, is that libelous or salacious or what have you? I'm going to say it anyways. Of a certain media and how it has power over people in a way that he doesn't. The corruption that can come from that. If he could corrupt that world to be more like what he has in mind, with things being more grim, dark, and terrible, and people not being as honorable as you would expect. There's still good people in the world, but they're not as good as they would be in any other story. So how do we handle dealing with people who don't like the media we do and want to turn it into something it isn't?
I mean, tell them to kick rocks, but do it in a polite way, I guess. But it's basically, you know, like me and you, Christian, are authors, and we have our own characters and universes and things. We are very protective of our own creativity, and have, you know, when someone wants to try to control something, they only want to do that because they either don't like it or they just want to deny its existence. So it's important to, you know, stay firm and, you know, if someone's trying to control your work or turn it into something it isn't, you know, to be like, hey, you know, stop that. You know, this, you know, and when you want to interpret your own meaning into something, it needs to be in an allowable form, you can't just take your own meaning out of things ad nauseum. You know, if it's a gray area or if it's something the author intended to be gray, you know, sure, you know, you can interpret things a certain way. But if you want to change it entirely, you know, you're welcome to write your own fan fiction. And, you know, like when George R. R. Martin didn't like that Gandalf came back, you know, you can express that as much as you want, but you know, you can't change that because that's someone else's creativity and that's someone else's vision. So,
yeah, I think it's this. I'm more on the other end of that, where I'm a lot more loose when it comes to adaptations or playing or doing something with someone else's work. I think on a personal level, I think it's different. So dead authors or people who are like super famous is a little different than like, you know, people like y'all. I wouldn't just take your stuff online and rip it and start, you know, messing with it unless I had like a little secret fan fiction journal that I kept to myself or something. But if you found out about it and you were like, Nick, that's really making me uncomfortable, I think you don't really get my world. And I'd be like, you're right, I'm sorry. But when it comes to something like Lord of the Rings, you know, and this is divided among the fandom with Rings of Power, the movies themselves, you know, I'm playing Shadow of Mordor. There's lots of fans who hate that game because of what they do to the lore. And so for me, I'm like, I respect that. Totally fine. I like all those things, but I am also like a book nerd first. And so I'm like, I get it. I respect your feelings, but also I'm going to play some Shadow of Mordor and watch Rings of Power and have a great time.
Yeah. The Shadow of Mordor is a good one in the sense that, yeah, it changes certain things lore-wise, like that aren't really focused in Tolkien's kind of legendarium, as it were. But at the end of the day, it's a fun game that respects the world enough that, yeah, changes are made, but like it could potentially have happened within the world of the Lord of the Rings. Versus something like, look, everyone knows my opinion of the sequel trilogy for Star Wars. I despise them to the core of my being because they corrupt characters that I love immensely and make them into caricatures of who they aren't. And like Luke Skywalker being the most evident in those. It's like turning him into this nasty old man who has given up on everyone when this whole thing in the original series is hope and idealism and wanting to change people and do better, like to the point where he tries to redeem the Emperor and Darth Vader at the same time. I can't see that same man because you haven't given me enough to believe that he become that man we see in the sequel trilogy. But at the same time, people love it. So, like, do I just tell them their opinions are wrong? I think they are. But how do I do that? Do I say, like, because you're wrong, you're an idiot, and therefore you should never watch or read anything Star Wars wise? Well, no. It means that they've come to a very different conclusion. So if you want to be a grumpy old man, and I would argue there's some jealousy involved in a certain series having more popularity than your own, well, you can have your opinions and be dead wrong. I don't care what Aragorn's tax policy is because I don't need to know that. I knew the man from reading 3 separate books about him and what he did. So I know that if the author says he ruled as a good king for, was it 100 years or something like that? Well, that makes perfect sense to me. That doesn't mean he never faltered. That never meant that there was never a point where he never sinned or something like that. It just means that he had 100 years of good reigning. Like, whatever. Like, get over yourself. Final words before we move on.
Just, I think fandom's already hard enough. Have your opinions, respect each other, respect each other's opinions.
Okay.
Have your cake and eat your own too, essentially.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, nice. All right. So we will be answering a bonus question at the end of this. That is, knowing the story as you do now, who would you have switched one or more of your character picks to and why? So if you want to know that, there's links in the description down below to head that way, to send us a little money to help support us in that way. Thank you for all that you do. If you want the merch that we have here, including this shirt, same thing. You'll find it in the same spot. So, gentlemen, do you have a final recommendation for the audience? Even though you were only supposed to have one. I can go first if you need time.
Go ahead.
Right.
Hit it, Chris.
Yeah. So I have for years avoided it because I know how the man writes and I love him for his novels. But the Silmarillion is worth your time because it does deeply enhance the world of Middle-earth. It's still rough for me for certain parts of it. So maybe if that's not your thing, don't go for it. But I think I can handle it enough because I know how much he cared for it, that it mattered a lot to Tolkien. So I want to see if that mattered to me, and ultimately it does. So Silmarillion, check it out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think for me, because I'm going to keep it one, because I could just ride, Christians. I can piggyback off Christian, but I won't. Spider Noir is just amazing.
Ooh.
If you have not watched Spider Noir, Nicolas Cage is brilliant. I like to in black and white because I enjoy the old noir stuff. It magically captures it in a modern sort of take on it. It just feels like an era piece. It's amazing. Spider Noir, worth your time.
John.
I guess I don't have an extra recommendation, so I'm going to fall back on Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
Because fabulous video game. So funny. The way I love the crash physics. I can't tell you how many times I've run into somebody else on a horse, or crashed into something on the horse, or jumped into something on the horse. And watching Arthur fall over and over and over again never stops being funny.
That was me in the speeder in Star Wars Outlaws. I can't tell you how many rocks and trees I ran straight into and splattered all over the place because I'm a bad driver. All right. Thank you guys for going through this. I had an absolute blast with you recording this. Thank you, listeners, as well, for supporting us and how you do it. I'd like to shout out some supporters again. Russell Gentry, Justin Vaughn, Annette Noel, Jeannie Madden. You guys are the best. But remember, we're all the chosen people, a geekdom of priests.
Thank you all so much for your time listening to this episode. If you want to help sponsor our show, but you can't quite do the membership thing, commit to that once a month payment, good news, you can leave a donation on our Fourth Wall website. You also can get some free content over there. So if you don't have the money for the membership, but you still want to hear some of the extras and bonuses we do over on Fourth Wall, there's an option for that. If you want to support the show without that commitment every month, again, you can donate over there. Every little bit helps. Our show has a lot of needs when it comes to equipment, when it comes to going to some of the events we want to go to, advertising, getting the word out about our show. It takes a lot, and we really appreciate each and every person who's able to help us do it, even if it's something free, just like the free membership, or leaving a rate and review on our site. Every little bit helps. Your time listening to this helps. And we appreciate all of you. We're so proud of the community we formed over at Systematic Ecology, and we're very happy and we're proud that you're a part of it. Thank you so much for your time and for being a part of this community.
Hey everybody, this is Alex Matthews, and I'm just here to share with you guys about the Anazao Network. Hope you guys could check out Page and Pixel, which is a podcast about books and video games. Another podcast we would love for you to check out is Your Matter Matters. It's a podcast that puts the and in faith and science. We got Let Nothing Move You with Christian Ashley going through the whole Bible, one chapter at a time. And last but not least, another one called Some Joyful Noises, a music podcast with no rhyme, rhythm, or reason. This show has no set schedule or host, but periodically has some members from the Anazao Network posting discussions about various musical topics, everything from Taylor Swift to the music of Adventure Time and more. So I hope you guys will give those a listen, because I definitely will. As a matter of fact, I'm about to hit that subscribe button right now, and you should too.